So my name is Bettina Elfing, and I'm heading the BioPsych project. And in the BioPsych project, we are trying to identify biomarkers in the human psychiatric brain with a special focus on non-coding RNAs and sex differences. 4 groups from Aarhus University are involved in the project. That is the group headed by myself, of course, and then Jørgen Kemps, Lasse Sommer, and Dirk Bender. And the project is done in collaboration with the Omics and the Pioneer. Mental disorders is one of the leading causes of disability worldwide, with anxiety and depressive disorder being the most widespread. Today, the diagnoses are based only on a symptomatic profile assessed through interview, and that is problematic because symptoms in psychiatric disorders are partly overlapping. On top of that, we do know that the treatment is often insufficient in mental disorders. And we also know that the sex differences exist both in prevalent symptoms and the treatment response. So therefore, you could say that within this field, the biological markers or biomarkers are highly wanted. So what should we ask for looking into biomarkers of mental disorders? We should ask what should we look for and where should we look for it? What to look for? I will say for many years, the studies that has been going on has been looking into the RNA and the protein coding genes. However, in our study, we will focus on the non-coding genes. The last decade within the psychiatric field, this is also something others has found highly interesting, and especially the microRNAs have had a special focus, but also the circular RNA seems to be important. So where should we look for it? Yes, of course, you could say the most optimal thing is to look in the brain. However, most of the studies that have been conducted so far have been done on blood samples because they are easy to access. However, in Denmark, we actually have one of the world's biggest brain collection with almost 10,000 brains. This brain collection was collected from 45 to 82 throughout Denmark, and they were all shipped to Risskov, where they were stored for more than 50 years in the basement, actually. This brain collection consists of course, the fixed brain tissue, but it also includes these formalin fixed paraffin embedded blocks, which we can actually use for these non-coding RNA studies. And this is just to show you some of the blocks we are using in the BioPsych project. You can see this is how they have been stored for the last 15 years in the basement in these brown bags. So this is an overview of the BioPsych project, and as I just said, the fundamental basis is this human brain bank. And we have decided to include hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, which are core brain areas of mental disorders. We have also decided to include both brains from males and females. We have included 40 patients with depression and 40 patients with bipolar disorder and 40 patients with schizophrenia. The first step has been to do this unbiased profiling of non-coding RNAs, and that will be done or has been done in collaboration with Omics and Jørgen Kemps and Lasse Sommer. With this unbiased profiling, we hope to identify lead candidates, and we hope to identify at least 5 microRNAs and 5 circular RNAs that can be used for the next step in the process. And that will be this in situ hybridization, which will be conducted in collaboration with Pioneer. We do hope that this could lead to 1 or 2 lead microRNA and circular RNA candidates, which we will actually be able to radio label. Our overall aim is actually to develop PET ligands that can be used for in vivo studies of these non-coding RNAs and potentially also new therapeutically relevant targets. And the PET studies will be conducted in collaboration with Dirk Bender. Today I will only focus on the unbiased profiling and the in situ hybridization, because this is where we are in the project. We have only been running for 9 months now, so this is some of the first results we have. So the unbiased profiling on the FFPE blocks was done with the nanostring technology, and Erik, he showed as a part of his PhD actually that there was differences between male and females as expected, and between frontal cortex and hippocampus. Looking into the different diagnoses, we also saw huge differences in these microRNAs. Based on that, Rolf, he selected this top 10 microRNA candidate list. As I just said in the beginning, we would like to have a top 5, but you know, it's always like researchers coming into a candy shop. They want to have more. So we decided to test the 10, and that was done only on a subset of these of prefrontal cortex samples, with 5 in each group. And this is some of the results I will show you today. With the first one of the first microRNA we were testing was this microRNA 124, where we actually saw that we were able to quantify it. And this is just a specific case, patient number 456. And zooming in and showing you the other 10, then you can see only 3 to 5 of them actually gave a specific signal. So I'm very happy that we picked 10 instead of 5, as was the plan in the beginning. Now we have decided to continue with 3 of these microRNA and to test them on all our human brain samples. And that is going on within the next couple of months, and we hope to have finished the coding and also some of the analysis before Christmas. Yeah, and then the other part of the project was also to look into these circular RNAs. And in parallel, we have, in collaboration with Omics, started this unbiased profiling of the circular RNA. We have tested some different library preparation kits, and to see which one works the best in these old brains. It's not easy to work with this old tissue. And we have just gotten the first results that look a little bit positive, and we hope that we can of course continue. Whether we can use these RNA sequences on these old blocks is still not completely clear, but yeah, this is also ongoing within the next months. So yeah, how it is to collaborate in an open environment. I think we are a team with a very broad expertise, and I think we have experienced a huge potential and very fruitful collaboration and discussions. And I think it has been really nice to collaborate in this ODIN setting, because we have spent no time on legal consideration, because as a part of this ODIN, there is already these common agreements with companies, and in this case, both with the Omics and with the Unbioneer. On top of that, we do not have had any discussions about money, because the running costs have been covered by ODIN. So we have everything, you could say, up running from day one. And what are the cons? Yeah, of course, I miss my daily communication with my postdoc. Rolf, he has been working at BioPsych from the beginning. So, but I think, I mean, today we're used to using Zoom, Teams, whatever. So that's the least, I would say. Yeah, and experiences and perspectives. Well, one of the experience I think that could be transferred to other traditional or close projects, as we call it, could be that it could be really nice if we have these general legal consideration, if we had some kind of a common agreement platform. Of course, both between industry and academia, but also within academia. I think from one university in Denmark to another, that will help all projects a lot. And then I think this collaboration between industry and academia, I think we have we have different goals, but I think we have a strong mutual interest, and I think this has really been fruitful, at least for this project, where we have some tissue that is very difficult to work with. Perspectives. Well, I would love to apply this workflow to a newer brain collection. It would be nice to see whether we could collect the same or gain the same results. And I think it can only be easier to work with newer brain collections. I also think that this workflow that we are about to establish, I think Rolf has done a great job in this assay development and method comparison within the in situ hybridization in collaboration with Bøje at Pioneer. And I think some of these things will also be able to both transfer to other diseases, of course, within the brains, but also other tissues where non-coding RNAs may be relevant. So, and in the end, I'd just like to say that we are very grateful for working in this environment, and grateful for Novo Nordisk to have given us this opportunity. And then I'd just like to thank all the people that has been involved in collecting these data.